Hey guys, right here's our gas tank we got. You can tell we definitely dented it a few places. I looked all over the country. This is the only one I was able to get so far. He wanted $250 with it, and I needed the hanger too, and this is the fucking hanger he sent. Ain't that some shit? The outside of it looked good though. I was like, oh hell yeah, that's gonna be nice. But this is the replacement he sent, which is much better. You guys can see that's a big difference. Looks like the pump might even be good. I got another pump, but I'm gonna go ahead and see if the pump's good in it. If not, I'll pull it out, you know. No big deal, but the wiring's cut on it, which is kind of a bitch, but I might not do anything to it yet until I know it works, and then I'll extend the wire on it and solder everything, heat shrink it when it's on the car. But right here, this is another thing that concerns me, is this lip. He don't think it's gonna leak. The guy that sold it to me, of course he's not gonna think that. He's a reputable guy, but so far I haven't got too much luck with the guy. This basically just goes in there like this, guys. Just slide it in. It comes up like that, and if you look up here, it should come into place somewhere. Right there. Then you take your
Gave it to you.
well, she gave it back to me. Take this here, see this lip, guys? I don't know if that's gonna get in between this hole right here. You guys can see there's a groove in this. Hopefully it goes into that and not on the O-ring. The O-ring's out here, hopefully. But I don't know. See right there, that don't seem like it's gonna work. Cause that was up. It almost has to be like right there. I don't know if it's a possibility I can start to screw it on, and right there's where I think it needs to be. And maybe right there it won't leak. Then you just come down here and line these up, put it all in. That's, you know, like you do any other pump. But I figured I'd show you guys that for right now, and I'm gonna put it together and try to put it underneath the damn car here in a minute. We got that in there. We got the piece that was off there, so we're just gonna use that. It was easier to do it that way, so we didn't twist it here or nothing, since it was fine like that. Put our hoses here to our vent. Actually, no, that's to our return right here. This is to our return. No, wait a minute. This is our vent, and that's our return, the bigger line. So I do have to replace that hose. I have that style hose, I think here. If not, I'll have to buy some fuel line. Probably have to buy some fuel line, be the best bet. But it'll be good to put some fuel in it, see if everything's gonna work. But now we should be able to put it up in there, and then just put our vent tube up here, filler tube in when it's on there, and bolt our two 14mm brackets up in, and you know, it's basically self-explanatory. And not a lot of people watch the Talon stuff, so we're just gonna put it in there and try to enjoy the rest of the day with this fucking stupid virus. With the plug that was cut off the car and a little extra wire, so we hooked everything up to negative. Negative is obviously your black, and then your yellow, and your black is your power. So you just hook one, your negative, and your positive up to your battery. Not sure if you guys can hear that. Might be able to hear it up top. Hopefully you guys can hear that, but if not, trust me, the pump works. So that's nice to know before we stick it in. So we're going to keep this little unit here, and we'll at least be able to test my front wheel drive Talon's fuel pump, so extend this a little bit longer, obviously. So we will, but right there it works, and just put that plug in, and you can see if it actually, use that as a wiring would mess up to anything really, or to make sure the pump works before you stick it all back in there. We're gonna blow this return line out, which, as you guys can tell, all the lines are like really like brand new in this car. This car is really well preserved. for sitting outside, and just goes to show you how good these first generation Eagle Talon Mitsubishi and Plymouth lasers are. And we blew it out here, blew that main line out, took the filter off, blew everything out. Some old stale gas came out, plus I put some PB Blaster down in there for a while. So all we got to do up back here is connect that line to that, the plug to that plug, and then the plug to the sending unit. Put our two hoses here on, hook the two vent in the return up there on, and tighten these up. We can finally put some damn fuel in this car and see if it's going to start. Pretty excited. I don't know what to expect. I've had a lot of bad luck in 2020 has been horrible. 2019 hasn't went very well either, but we did have that 11-1 pass, which made my 2019 for me. But I lost my buddy Miller in 2019, so it was a tough year. Let's see if we can at least get this car going. This is where we started 6 months ago. I think it was about 6 months ago now. Took that long to be able to find everything that we have in here. This hose, discontinued. They don't make it anymore, so you gotta try to find one on a fucking junk car. Gas tanks, discontinued. Don't make them anymore from the dealer or aftermarket, period. Hindsight, I should have just went with a damn fuel cell and been done with it. This whole setup, hanger, hoses, everything, guys, I'm in it for about $275. Yeah, I know. I could have pretty much put a fuel cell in, minus the lines probably, which I could have probably just tapped into these lines and called it a day. Set it in the spare wheel well. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted it underneath here. So that's where we're at. You guys can see those two right there. Far right, those first two, this one and the second one. The first one is your vent, the second one is your return hose. That's hooked up. Vent right up here is hooked up. Everything's up the whole way. All the bolts are back in, everything, all up back into the e-brake system. So that's all done. We can finally call it a day, because I got to get to town and hope I can get a few things. Doubtful. Everybody thinks it's the fucking end of the world because they're pretty much fucking retarded. I'll probably get demonetized for using fucking and retarded, but I don't give a shit. And here we go. Hopefully, guys, it'll work. You can tell they dented the shit out of it. This band over here came pretty tight, but they dented the hell out of it over there. Yep, I ended up getting everything at Miller's Imports. You know, it took forever, but he does try to get you the right stuff, even though that he sent me some fucked up shit. But he always tried to make it right, so I could never say anything bad about the guy because he's tried to help me the whole way, and he still has. So can't complain about someone that wants to help. And he's done a pretty good job of helping me get this car back to where I need it to be. Now we're going to need rotors and drums and brakes and all kinds of other shit, but once we get it going, we get it going. And we'll slowly fix it throughout 2020. I don't think we'll be driving it on the road in 2020. We're going to try to start this thing after 18 years of it setting. New fuel system in it. Hopefully this is the last thing it needs. Prime it a couple times.
Fingers crossed, guys. Oh, there she goes.
Yeah, sounds kind of rough. Exhaust might be clogged, maybe. Not sure. Sounds kind of rough. You can exhaust is working. Motor mounts definitely need replaced.
Oh yeah.
Sounds kind of rough, almost like the timing's off. Or MAV sensor might be bad too. I mean, MAV sensor sat forever. Or the injectors, you know, maybe a few of the injectors are not working. Probably gonna have some stuff to go through. Can't let it run very long because it ain't got no water. Definitely missing. So I have to check some timing on it or something. Used engine, so it might have been pulled because of skid timing even, who knows. Or thinking injector more than anything because they've been sitting for so long. Or they might clear up, who knows. Might put a little water in it so I let it actually run a little longer and see what's going on with it. And check engine light, so definitely got issues. You guys can see the fan even works. Don't sound too bad. We got an exhaust leak here because the damn stud, when I got it, was already busted. I didn't notice that until after I put the car together. There's the fan still working. 18 years later, everything seems to be working pretty well. Gonna have to get this right here fixed. Because you can rev it up and kind of hear an exhaust leak. It sounds like a tick, but I'm pretty sure it's an exhaust leak. I'd have to, you know, gotta fix it to actually verify that's what's going on. I'm actually gonna shut the car down for a second. Heat's really good in it. Everything seems pretty good with the heat, and oil pressure goes up on these when you rev them up. Normally when you start them, they're like halfway and then they'll go down, and when you rev it up, it'll go back to about this line, in between this line or a little bit above. So, hard to tell how many miles are on this engine. I'm hoping it's good. Like I said, that stud was busted and I didn't notice it until after I was throwing it in the damn car. And I'd have to say that's where, actually it looks like I can see some exhaust blackness coming out of the gasket in there even, maybe. I'm not sure, but everything seems to work. I gotta tear the transmission back out of it because it's not, something's not going on right there. I don't know if some reason being in a rush I would have put the disc in backwards. I mean, it could happen being in a rush. Throwout bearing might have fell off fucking when I installed it. I don't know. I have to tear it all apart and look again. Just trying to get it running. Yeah, finally some success, but 19 years. A lot of the ticking that I was first hearing was actually the coil pack plugs were not on there the whole way, and it was actually sparking out. I had to actually mess with those. I still got to hook up the power steering yet. I'm going to delete the oil cooler out of this. It's been sitting for years. I don't trust it. The engine already had the oil cooler delete. You can see right there. This engine was oily when I got it. What do you expect from a Old ass engine. But I wanted to make sure it ran before I spent any money on it. This surface rust on this car. I want to get lower control arms and struts, axles, calipers, tie rod ends. And do the back as well, and it should be pretty good. Do some minor rust repair here and there. Keep it from rusting. I think it'll be good. Just waiting on this thermostat to open up. I think it has actually. Top hose is really hot. Bottom hose is really hot. I haven't seen the fan kick on, which I know it does work. I find my other fan around here somewhere. Thermostat's opened up a couple times on it. I'm gonna have to flush everything. Hard to tell how long this engine, I think this engine was set in 10 plus years, the guy told me. So, yep. Don't sound too bad though, guys. Sounds pretty good to me. Fan kicks off like it should. It's awesome.